So let's take a real quick look at why change fails in an organization. If you want to consider your organization and its track record, these are the three big outcomes that I see time and time again. And this is probably the biggest indicator that your change and your change management has failed. So firstly, we take a look at the number of licenses that you purchased at the outset of the program and the number of licenses actually being utilized. You would be surprised to hear that 1 year down the road, as early as 1 year down the road, it can be on average 50% of the licenses that you purchased are actually being used. So that would be a typical outcome of when change has failed. The other one, and you'll be familiar with this one because we've seen it quite a lot, is that you'll be running the old manual version of processes right up alongside the new electronic, seamless, paperless ones. This is where the user community will find the path of least resistance. And if they're used to doing things the old way and it seems quick and easy to them, the change hasn't been managed properly and they haven't adopted the current state, certainly not in its entirety. And finally, we look at the benefits of the business case. Go back to the business case. Did you actually deliver the benefits and the savings that the technology promised at the outset? So those would be the three big areas where we see that the digital change management or an organization managing the change, the people side of any kind of program has failed. So on the positive side, let's have a look at what you can do. How can you set up for success? So if I had a magic wand, and there are people that know me that think I have got one, these are the areas that I would strongly recommend that you look at setting up for success on the next time that you start a program. Sponsorship, strong, visible and effective sponsorship is a really obvious one. It's often the change lead that is responsible for working with that sponsor. We work from a point of view of what's the least amount of time we can use from this sponsor's diary and have the biggest impact. And here generally we use video. We will come up with up to 5 minutes of recorded time and we'll drop little nuggets of the sponsorship video across the whole of the comms program. That's really effective. The change DNA, that's our changeology term that we use for a structured methodology in which to manage the change. We have a digital change management methodology, but one size doesn't fit all. It's a common misconception, but quite honestly, every single change program we've done, we have adapted for that organization. So it can be something as simple as looking at your communication channels. It can be the way that we've done change impact about 3 or 4 different ways for different organizations on a different timeline. So knowing your change DNA, knowing your journey, what works for you based on a track record and what to avoid, that's really essential. And then finally, some obvious ones, skilled resources and starting change management as early as possible from day one, as soon as you start the program. So I hope that's been helpful. That's certainly based on last 5 to 6 years of experience that we've had working with cloud-based technology implementation programs. Let's hope you set up for success and go deliver on the promise of tomorrow's technology.